visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
My little girl hurt her foot and needed a doctor, fast, but her physician wasn't available, and I wanted her seen as soon as possible. Then I remembered the Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care, right in downtown Wheeling at the Stone Center on Market Plaza. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, the center is ideal if you have a sudden sickness or injury. The doctors and nurses were great, and they also provided x-rays, a pharmacy, and lab draw station. No appointments needed, and convenient parking is nearby. Wheeling Hospital Urgent Care. They'll take good care of you.
Babies come with lots of decisions.
Cloth or disposable? Crib or bassinet?
So when it comes to protection, go with the safest, most effective choice, vaccination. Get all the recommended vaccines for your baby by age 2 to protect your child against 14 serious childhood diseases. For more reasons to vaccinate, talk to your child's doctor. Go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are near 68 for the daytime high. We're back to about 54 under partly cloudy through the overnight. You'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine for your Wednesday with highs in the lower 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Today is a very special day.
March 23rd is National Puppy Day.
Today's show is chock full of puppies. Can I get a puppy?
Where's my puppy?
A puppy!
Where's my puppy?
A puppy!
We've got puppies! We've got puppies!
Who's a good puppy? Who's a good puppy? You're the good puppy!
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
It's National Puppy Day!
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out. It's showtime.
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
We're still at 46 degrees. I just haven't budged off that yet. Let me double check that and make sure. Oh, no, we've gone up a little bit. Okay, 50, big 50. 50 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. No wind of any substance to worry about, so 50 feels like 50 degrees and clear skies outside. Let me look out the window. Yeah, looking nice out there. I got the door open so I can see the sunshine coming in. Sun is out, looking good, clear skies. 50 degrees, going to get up nicely to close to 70 today. Maybe some clouds later in the day today. However, it is 9/11 here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We've had a very busy morning, lots of important and serious stuff to get to, and we have plenty more serious things to get into, plus a few lighthearted matters as well. If you have something on your mind you want to offer up, you can text me, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600, Watchdog Radio Network text line. Always happy to get you to share your thoughts with me. Bill Ihlenfeld, state senator, and I were talking in the last hour. Both of us were saying that Governor Justice is not the most politically savvy guy around. Example I was using, the Chamber of Commerce and the NFIB and the Business Industry Council all have been very supportive of the governor over the years, and all of whom said they like his idea of reducing the income tax, but they can't support the whole package of tax increases and so on. And the governor just took that as, wow, they're just no good. They're no good people. They're just lobbyists trying to do things for themselves. He even said at one point about the Chamber of Commerce, what has the Chamber of Commerce ever done for this state? Why, they've left us dead last. My point is, that's not politically savvy to play that game. Now, on the text line, Howard, Governor Justice not politically savvy? He won 2 elections in a landslide. You never have an opposing view on your show. No, there's plenty of opposing views out there, and I think we have some of them on this show, and sometimes we don't. Winning an election doesn't mean he's politically savvy. It might mean he's politically lucky. in terms of his opponents or in terms of the people who came to vote and so on. It doesn't show his political savviness. And political savvy is more, what's that?
And the fact too, Howard, that don't forget we had a pandemic where when you can go on TV pretty much every other day or as much as you want, and you get exposure that way. Yeah, people are going to recognize you more than your opponent, because how many people are how many? Let me see if I can get this. How many people are?
Yes,
how many people are actually? I was trying to get actually there. I don't know what's going on today, but I don't know how many people are actually going to take the time to research, say, someone like a Ben Salango, who he was running against, or Woody Thrasher.
And Salango came out of nowhere. He was not really well known statewide and so on. So yeah, your point's well taken. And especially during the election, and actually really during the primary. Justice dominated the media. He still does to a large extent. But back during the election, every day was Justice press conference day. And he was generally making news every day, and people were tuning in. They're not so much anymore. But during that, everybody was tuning in to see what the governor has to say. And people would ask me, what time's the governor on today, Howard? I want to make sure I check him, So, yeah, that's not necessarily politically savvy. I guess you could argue that's politically savvy. But it was just, he controlled the media. And sure, and therefore, people knew him, they liked him. And let's be honest about it, Justice he's a likable guy. He's just a big old folksy, what does Bob call him? Uncle Jed Clampett or something?
Yes.
Sometimes it grates on you, but he's just an old folksy guy with his tackle box and his axe,
Who coaches girls' high school basketball.
Right. All of that makes him kind of a likable guy. And he has done, after the beginning, he's done a pretty good job of navigating us through the COVID situation. So I can't, but very little of that I would call politically savvy. The smart move he made with COVID was he essentially turned things over to Clay Marsh. In the early going, I think the governor was kind of trying to sort of make up his own decisions, and in particular with maybe consultation with Donald Trump, God help us. Then I think he finally thought, this Marsh guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. Maybe I'll listen to him. And once he began doing that, he began to really pick up on his COVID stuff. At any rate, I will stand by my comment that the governor is not, I repeat, not politically savvy in terms of knowing how to play the political games. And maybe that's, a lot of people say maybe that's not good. I don't know. Howard, Trump dominated the media every day during a pandemic and lost. Well, yes, but he's not a likable guy. He's a miserable, pugnacious, aggressive, bullying. He's not a likable guy. Jim Justice is. So, again, there are a lot of things that come into play, but I certainly stand by my comment that he is politically not a savvy guy. He is not a savvy guy. We're talking about the monument bill in West Virginia, the idea that we're going to not allow the removal of Confederate statues or any other kind. The bill is broad-based, but it's designed to keep Confederate statuary where it is, even on public grounds. I think it's a terrible mistake. Off the text line, Howard, we need to protect our history regardless of what side you are on. I want future generations to see these monuments and statues. If you only keep items that you agree with, you lose your history. Do you believe that there ought to be, for example, should there be statues of Hitler? Is that preserving history? Important figure. Evil, terrible man. Do we venerate him by giving him a statue of honor? No. Now, do we have a Holocaust museum where the issue of the Holocaust is looking at in a very serious way? Looking? Did I say looking?
Looking.
You're right, Pip. What's going on today?
There's the governor and you're looking.
Yeah, we're looking at some good stuff. I mean, there's a Holocaust museum, which is certainly appropriate. But you don't venerate, you don't put up statues to Hitler or Goebbels or Franco or any of the other, or Hirohito. I mean, you just don't do that. Preserving history doesn't mean that you have to honor and venerate them with statues or plaques or what have you. And I don't want to go down this road. We've been down it so many times before. The vast majority of Confederate statues that have been erected around the country, really, were done so during the Jim Crow era. They were a response to emancipation of the slaves. They were a response to those uppity Negroes were getting too much freedom. That's what it was there for. Don't you forget who we were. We were the people that could try to keep you under. And in fact, over in the House in West Virginia last week, Delegate Hornbuckle, who himself is African American, brought a large graphic that he tried to show. I say tried to, I'll tell you why in a minute, but he tried to show it. And you take a look at where Confederate statuaries are, Biff, they're all in the South. They're all in the South.
Yeah, and I think too, location plays a part in where they are.
Sure.
I mean, is it outside of a courthouse? Is it outside of some other building and everything? And I'm surprised we haven't found like a designated place just to say, okay, these are where all monuments go. We'll put them. You want a place? Fine, we'll give you a place if that's what it takes to get it moved from wherever its current location is. If we have to do that, fine, we'll do it. Put them there. Make a special place for them if that's what it comes down to. But I think part of it has to do with location.
A great deal of it has to do with location. And you're right. If you want to look at the historical aspect of the Confederacy, and believe me, I understand that. I mean, I don't want to erase history. Then a certain area set aside, I want to say a garden, what's the word I'm looking for, a park or something where Confederate statues would be with proper perspective on them. But you don't put them you don't put Confederate leaders on your public buildings, especially on a building in a state that was formed by rejecting the Confederacy. I mean, that's what gets me. This has been done in Mississippi, other places, but that's one thing. We are the only state formed out of the Civil War. We said no. We were formed because we said no to this.
I mean,
and yet we're still going to have that.
Put them make a special museum or something. But if you're going to do something, put a little marker that says, okay, this was. I don't know, General so-and-so, and you want to put a couple lines about, okay, well, here's what he did, do that.
And I would not go so far, although let's be very, very honest about this. The Confederate leaders, political and military, were traitors to America. They were, that's what they were. The United States of America, they chose to try to overthrow. That's what they were trying to do. That's traitorous, treasonous. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to put that on a plaque, but I think you've got to put it in perspective. Had great military strategy, but tried to overthrow the United States government.
Led from put the years and whatever, and then, okay, lost to so-and-so, and then put what you said at the end. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything big, just a couple sentences so people, okay, they got the years, what troop they led, who he lost to, okay, he did this. Read it, move on, and go about your day.
Yeah. Off the text line, Howard, I agree with one spot for the monuments. We can't let people destroy them. And I would agree. I certainly do not believe people should be allowed to destroy monuments. And although some have tried to, that's a minuscule number of people. We're not talking about people destroying monuments. We're talking about entities like a city or a county or a school board or whatever choosing to remove Confederacy and other monuments from their buildings and their grounds and so on. Certainly, none of them, and we've seen it before. There have been some where they've been tearing them down and, pouring paint over them and chopping them up with hammers and stuff. I'm not for that. But it's a minuscule number of things. Anyway, how do we get into that? I think it was just from a text we got talking about the monument bill, which Senator Elefeld and I were talking about earlier. 9:23 after the hour. Capitol report coming up. I want to talk about COVID a little bit. And what do you do with a talk show host who's dead? No, I'm not talking about me. We'll discuss it coming up next on the Watchdog Morning Show.
Wake up to the Ohio Valley's favorite morning show, the Watchdog.
Home ownership, ready when you are.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Dallas, the Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Dallas trusts the Watchdog.
Miss a part of the show? Want to hear a segment again? Check out our podcast page at watchdognetwork.com. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
As you all know, I preach frequently at Dillonvale Presbyterian Church in, cleverly enough, Dillonvale, Ohio. And as a result, I try to bring you some attention on events going on up in the Dillonvale area. I've talked before about coming up this Saturday is the Dillonvale Church's soup sale that I hope that you'll take advantage of if you're up in the Rayland, Dillonvale area, up in that part of the local area. There's going to be all different kinds of soup. I don't have my list in front of me. I just saw there's going to be wedding soup, I know, chicken noodle soup, vegetable soup. I can't remember what all of them are. Anyways, quite a few varieties of different kinds of soup. Also a bake sale and some sandwiches available. $7 per quart for the soup, $3 for the sandwiches. All the different varieties of soup will be available until any individual one is sold out. That's this coming Saturday, 1 to 4, Dillonvale Presbyterian Church on Liberty Street in Dillonvale. And then right before that, if you want to bring kids and have a little Easter time. They're having a bunny hop drive-through at the Knight Rider Park in Dillonvale from 1 until 2 this coming Saturday. You can get a treat bag from the Easter Bunny if you'd like to. So it's a bunny hop drive-through from 1 to 2 at Knight Rider Park in Dillonvale on Saturday. And that's from 1 to 2, and then from 1 to 4, the hot soup sale put on by the Dillonvale Church. So I just thought I would mention that for you. 9:28, 28 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Biffy, we mentioned earlier tonight's game with Wheeling Central has been canceled, right?
Yes, that game has been postponed between Lindsley and Wheeling Central.
COVID concerns, not with Central, but with...
I believe Lindsley, who played, I think, Brook, which is why Central's game on Monday, the 29th against Brook, is also postponed as well.
Okay.
So that's...
Now
I was going to say that's why those two are postponed for Central. However, their game Saturday against North Marion is still a go.
It is a 2:30 start now on Saturday.
Yes.
And also, we've added a Wheeling Central Weirton Madonna game on Thursday of this week as well at 7 o'clock. So trying to shuffle these things around a little bit. Again, I say this every time we talk about it. I really thought we were done with this after the football season, but I guess not.
Which means on Saturday now, we will have North Marion and Wheeling Central at 2:30. And then West Virginia is supposed to play Kansas in baseball at 4. So following the North Marion Wheeling Central game at 2:30, we will go from basketball right into baseball with West Virginia and Kansas at 4 o'clock.
All right, well, we got a lot going on. We'll just keep you informed, and hopefully we won't have too more changes. But if we do, we'll let you know about them here on the Watchdog. Of course, the tournaments are underway, and there's always one team that ruins your bracket, no matter how much you hope you have a perfect bracket. Nobody's got a perfect bracket ever, but nobody's got a perfect bracket this year for sure. There's always one team that ruins your bracket. That's why this year, when you bet the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook, your first bet is risk-free. It doesn't matter who you're betting, whether you're going for the top seed Gonzaga. I said Gongola. Again, what is going on here today, Biff? Words aren't coming out quite right. Or whether it's the Cinderella team of Oral Roberts or Sister Jean's team of Loyola, whoever you're going for, your first bet on FanDuel is risk-free, and new users will get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel has odds on all the action with games both day and night. An easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, fast withdrawals, always on promotions. Your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. So just check out FanDuel. Plus, they want to make you a millionaire. No, seriously, they want to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to a lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at that payoff every day that you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire, or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, use the promo code Monroe, my name in the promo code box. That way they know that we sent you. And get up and get betting. You must be 21 or older, physically present in Pennsylvania or West Virginia. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for the $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit and non-withdrawal expires in 14 days. There are restrictions. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. If you have a gambling problem in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. FanDuel Sportsbook, more ways to win. 9:32:28 till. We have a phone call, Biffy?
Yes, we've got Father Guido.
Father Guido. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Monroe. Hey, I hear you say you do some preaching.
I do.
Oh, hey, could you consider maybe we could get together, do a good priest, bad priest,
No, let me tell you what I'm thinking here about this, Father Guido.
Okay.
I don't think the fine saints of Dillonvale Presbyterian Church are ready for you just yet. I just don't I don't think they're ready for you just yet.
Oh, what? I know you're afraid that I'm going to call you out in front of them. That's what it is.
Maybe we have to ease you in a little bit. I think that would be just a shock to their system up there. I'm enough of a shock to their system. I'm enough of a shock to their system.
You can't turn this off or down. I'll buy a lunch at the Melman's afterwards.
Okay, well then let's go.
No, see, I know. You're like a whore, bitch, you know?
Hey, wait a minute now. I don't think it's appropriate for a man of the cloth to say. What did you? No, you can't. Oh, no, you can't say that, Father.
It's in the Bible, okay?
It's in the Bible. Oh, well, all right then.
You know, if it's in the book, it's good.
It's in the book. It's in the book.
Hey, I got to something else. Did you eat the red lobster in the restaurant or out takeout?
No, I took takeout. I had takeout.
Oh, you're still not. You bet that you're shot and you're still not going out. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm preparing to head out soon. I will be going to lunch very soon. May even go out with Biffy and the gang one of these days.
Oh, hey, I tell you, what street down there by Jebbia's? I stop and get to some fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
There's a guy coming heading north on that street, and that's a one-way street. What the jack a wagon here? Hey, I ain't never seen a life. What the hell, You give me a dirty look like I'm doing something wrong.
Are you sure you're going the right way?
I got the Pope of Frankie guiding me, son. I go the right way.
Yeah, okay, all right then. Because I understand your eyesight's not as good as it used to be, Father.
Oh, no. That's just the idle rumor from doing you go blind, That's just a rumor. No, that's a rumor, But I think you preach. I think we could do good.
There's a priest joke there that I'm not going for.
Don't go there. You end up like a Brandsfield,
There's a priest joke that I'm just not going to go for there. I'm just going to leave it alone right now.
I'm telling you, we could probably double up the collection at Dillondale. Then we could get a good lunch.
Well, I will. I'll present the concept to them, but I suspect, because some of them do listen to the show, I suspect right now they're doing this. Oh God, no! Oh God, no!
They're doing something.
No, it would be like a breath of fresh air for them, and they would say, "I like a Father Guido. He tells it like it is."
Yeah, they can't breathe real well anyways. They got their masks on, so.
Okay, well, that's it. But bring it to before the board. You never know.
Well, again, I'll have to ease that concept in slowly, Father. Again, I've been there almost 3 years, and they're just kind of getting used to me.
Well, maybe it's time to replace you. I could feel,
there is that as an option too. All right, Father, I got to run. Any final thoughts?
I want to thought. We're going to pray for this COVID for real. Let's everyone to be safe. Get the shot, to wear the mask, stay away, wash your hands, it's sanitize. Let's get to beat this damn thing, okay? Hey, man, Father Guido out. We talk again.
Thank you, Father. I never know if that's a promise or a threat. We'll talk again. 9:36:24 to the hour. Thank you, Father Guido. Let's check some news for us, Biffy. Metro News is here.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Well, I had my whole last half hour planned out. Now I got to rearrange things. Yeah, you just never know with him. You just never know.
They're 6, 20, and 4 overall. That's good for 8th place in the East. The Penguins, they're in 3rd place in the East at 19, 11, and 2. Well, March Madness continued Monday with a couple of upsets. Number 7, Oregon beat number 2, Iowa, 95-80. Number 6, Southern California over number 3, Kansas, 85-51. In other games, Creighton all over Ohio U. Michigan beat LSU. Florida over Colorado. Alabama defeated Maryland. UCLA over Abilene Christian. And how about this surprise in the tournament? A quarter of the teams from the Pac-12 have reached the Sweet 16. That's why they call it March Madness. In sunny Florida, the Pirates beat the Orioles again, 6-5. Pirates host the Twins this afternoon. And Pirate fans, here's a note for you. Tickets for the first 2 homestands will go on sale today at 10 a.m. I'm Bill DeFabio. Hey, be safe out there. Please be considerate of others. Check on the elderly. We are the Watchdog.
Tune into Marshall County's second favorite son, Donnie Gilbert, Fridays from noon to 2 on the Valley's only network dedicated to live and local talk radio, The Watchdog.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I love living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Say I love living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Every weeknight at 6 p.m., join the voice of the Mountaineers, Tony Caridi, on The Watchdog. Tony informs and entertains WVU fans with the latest Mountaineer sports news. If it happens in the world of gold and blue, Tony knows about it and shares it with you. Sportsline, weeknights at 6 on The Watchdog.
From the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame, directly to you. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
Quick thanks to those of you watching us on our Facebook Live video feed. Always appreciate that. I do ask you to like us and share us if you're watching on Facebook Live. We are on my Facebook page as well as on the Watchdogs Facebook page. And hit the like button and then hit the share button. Share us with your timeline, your news feed, and any groups you may be in if you want to do that as well so people can watch the show. And, of course, it's not just me, but all throughout the day. Billy DeFabio and Big Rick also have their shows on the Facebook Live feed. And we all end up on YouTube. The Watchdog YouTube channel is where it all kind of comes together at the end of the day. So check out the Facebook Live feed live. Check out the YouTube archives if you would like to. And you can always watch us right at watchdognetwork.com. Told you yesterday that, I think it was 14 states across the great American countryside had been seeing an increase in COVID cases recently, including a slight increase here in West Virginia. Yesterday, 14. Today, the number of states is up to 27. 27 states are now seeing an increase in COVID cases. The director of the U.S. Center for Disease Control, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, says she's worried about the potential for, quote, another avoidable surge of COVID in this country if we don't adhere to the measures we're supposed to adhere to. And I got to admit, I'm becoming very guilty as the next person. I've had my vaccine. I keep carrying my mask with me at all times. It's here in my pocket in my pants at all times. So if I need to put it on, I've got my mask. I believe in social distancing. But, the weather is nice and I've had a vaccine and it becomes easier and easier to say, don't have to do that. And that's not the case. Again, 27 states, we're seeing an increase in COVID cases. Wear the mask, properly social distance, avoid crowds, avoid travel if you possibly can. Do not relax those measures. A CNBC analysis of data found the 7-day average of new cases increased by 5% or more in 27 different states. So that's something to think about. Here in West Virginia, yesterday, Governor Justice said that the COVID vaccine is now available for everyone over the age of 16. Biffy, you signed up earlier this week or last week, right?
Yeah, it was Wednesday of last week. I got on the vaccinate.wv website and registered, and they sent me a thing back within a day that said that they couldn't do it right now. They were still doing other ones, and they'll find a time and whatever, which is fine by me. I just wanted to get in case it was a long shot. If something happened, that hey, at least I'm in. I can get it if need be, but. Yeah.
And keep an eye out, because actually what has been happening lately is, although vaccines are a lot more prevalent now than they were. That's number one. Number two, sometimes there are some extra vaccines at the end of a day at either some of the pharmacies like Walgreens, which now is doing their own. They've dropped off that Everbridge list, and now they're just doing their own appointments. Or even the health department. Every once in a while, they've got extra vaccines, and you have to kind of you got to be proactive and call and check and say, can I come in today? Is there anything there? But the key thing to keep in mind is if you're on the list, and they've at least alerted you, Biff, but the governor says anyone over 16, but the governor also said they will prioritize the elderly to begin with. So until they get everybody 80, 70, 65 plus taken care of, those folks will still come first. But you can register the vaccine at vaccinate.wv.gov. I don't think that site has worked quite as well as they thought it was going to, and there are a lot of different ways around the area now you can try to get your vaccine, so give it a thought. Let's see what's going on. We talked with Senator Ehlenfeld earlier this morning about the monument bill, the COVID protocols they put into effect because of Delegate Brandon Steele coming down with COVID in the State House. Let's see what else is going on down in Charleston with our morning Capitol report.
This is the Metro News Capitol Report.
Yeah? Oh, God. Okay.
Jumping until we know that there is a net below us.
Mercer County Delegate Marty Gerhardt says he's seen enough.
This puts us on a path of prudent
removal of income tax on West Virginians and the relief they deserve. It does it in a manner that's not going to break the budget. It doesn't increase any taxes.
I'm Jeff Jenkins on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Now, Marty Gerhardt's the guy that doesn't wear a mask and carries a coffee cup with him at all times so he can be actively drinking and therefore not violating the rules. He's a little bit out there. But he needs to, somebody needs to talk to him about what the phrase prudent means, because this House Finance Plan is not prudent. There is no fiscal note attached to it. You have no idea what it's going to cost. Zippo, zero. That's not prudent. That's not prudent. We're going to go into this in more detail tomorrow with folks from the Center for Budget and Policy, the guys who look at the numbers on this kind of stuff. The governor's plan we've talked about now, this House Finance Plan, is a little bit different, and we will talk to them about that coming up tomorrow. I think tomorrow here on the show. It is 9:50, 10 till the hour. Let's grab, is it Steve from St. C there?
Yes, he is.
Steve from St. C, good morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Monroe. Hey, I don't have anything to rip on you about today, so I'm just going to be
sorry.
I know, I apologize. You can actually go to Walgreens' website right now, and you can have your first shot before the end of the week. They have so many shots they give. Anybody 16 and up. Several friends in the last 12 hours have registered, and they're getting their shots on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, there are more and more places are now trying. I mean, that Everbridge system didn't work as well as they thought it was going to.
No, but it sounds like
it's there, but
it's incredible.
And Walgreens has dropped out of that system. They're just taking their own appointments. It's certainly what I've discovered, and you hate to see it this way, is you really have to work hard to figure out where the best way to get your vaccine is. I like the idea that you register and just get called, but
yeah,
I think you're
but
right.
if you, instead of waiting for them to call you, you can go to Walgreens, their own website. You can register today, and you'll have your first shot in your arm before the end of the week.
Yep, good point.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
That's all I want to tell you. Have a great day.
I got you. Thanks. Walgreens has dropped out of that Everbridge. I think it's Everbridge, Evenbridge, whatever the heck it's called. They've dropped out of that system, doing their own scheduling. Everbridge.
Yeah.
Right. And I know different people are going different places, some good friends of mine, and they're in my age range, so they're elderly priority, but they couldn't get scheduled around here. They ended up going to Morgantown to get their shots. They just called around until they found somebody who was willing to take them. So Walgreens is indeed doing their own scheduling. I don't know that I would be as absolutely firm as Steve from St. C was that you will get in this week, but it's very possible, so I'll give them a try. 8 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Biffy, I used to make a joke that when I die, they're just going to stuff me and play old tapes of my show, right? I mean, it's been a joke that I've made for years. When I die, they'll just stuff me and leave me in the chair and play old tapes of my show. Well, believe it or not, the people behind the Rush Limbaugh show have decided to do exactly that. Now, at first, the temporary plan was to use old clips from Rush Limbaugh after he passed away. They were going to use some old clips from him, and there'd be a host who would kind of intro the clips and, walk you through them and so on. And that was going to be sort of a temporary plan. But the folks that produced the Rush Limbaugh show yesterday said, nope, we're just going to keep on old Rush. So they're literally going to every day just play old clips of old Rush Limbaugh shows, and there will be somebody else there sort of talking them through and saying, Rush would have said this, or he did say this. And they're just going to keep on doing that. Now, a lot of stations around the country have decided to use their own local hosts, or a couple of other national hosts have begun to step into the noon to 3 slot across the country. But it was always a joke for me. When I'm dead, they'll stuff me and play tapes of my show. That's what they're doing with Rush. I don't know if they'll put a video cam in there or not. Will they have like a mock-up of him sitting in the studio?
I don't know.
Makes me nervous. Over the Big 7, Bob Westfall is here. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Howard. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right. Stuffed like Trigger, huh?
That's right. That's always been my thought. They'll just stuff me and play old tapes.
Yeah, but they'd have to dust you off and stuff like that. Seems like it's more work than it's worth. So.
Well, that's true. You're right about that. What's working today? Anything exciting?
A couple things we're working on. We're going to find out as more and more of the population gets vaccinated. We're going to do a story on what you can and you cannot do. DK worked on this story. Still, there's things that you can and cannot do. There are certain time limits as things take hold and things like that. So we're going to kind of explain that today. Exactly what you can do is as you get your vaccinations, whether it's the one time with Johnson & Johnson or the 2 shots with the others. So we're going to explain what once you're vaccinated, what you can and you cannot do. So we'll have that story tonight. I believe that's going to be at 6 o'clock. So we'll have that tonight. Also in that vein, kind of explaining as allergy season kicks into full bloom around here, we're going to explain the difference between allergies and some of the symptoms for COVID, just to give you an idea of what is different. So maybe calm your nerves a little bit when you start sneezing and hacking. So we'll have that. Also going to have we're going to sit down to have a talk with Ohio State U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown. He's looking to try and get some relief for townships in the state of Ohio and across the country within the CARE Act. We actually took a couple calls last week. People wondering, we're seeing cities and stuff getting money from the CARE Act and things like that, but nothing for townships. So we're going to, apparently Senator Brown's working on that, so we'll have that as well. And of course, keeping track of your weather. I think Zach was saying there might be some showers tomorrow. And of course, the basketball tournament continues, and also, West Liberty's playing basketball as well. So Scott and Victoria will have those updates for you as well for the next couple of days.
All right, got a lot of stuff working on. That story about what to do with after you're vaccinated is really an important story because I think a lot of people are a little bit confused. The very short answer is, and DK would do a lot more, but the short answer is what you can't do is everything that you want to do. You still have to be careful. So
absolutely, yeah. Still things you got to do.
And we'll look forward to seeing what some of those things are. Having been vaccinated, I did a little research myself, and I think everybody should pay attention to what the guidelines are. It's not a pixie dust that makes everything go away. You have to be careful about it. All right, Bob. People can look forward at noon, 5, 6, 10, 11, 5:30 is the statewide show, of course, and always interesting stuff at WTRF.com.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good day.
All right, you too. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bob Westfall from the Big 7 checking in here this morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. So a couple of things we have coming down the pike later this week. We're going to be talking to former Supreme Court Justice and now General Counsel for Bluefield State College, Brent Benjamin, about the Bluefield State, City of Wheeling Memorandum of Understanding. What is Bluefield State actually wanting to do? To what extent are they already prepared to do it? We talked earlier today about some of the hoops they have to jump through with quite a few of the alphabet agencies, the HLC, the HEPC, the Community College Supervising Agency. We'll talk about all of that with Brent later this week. And also, I'm hoping to have on probably Sean O'Leary from the Center on Budget and Policy. In West Virginia, the legislature, the House has now introduced their own, the Finance Committee has introduced their own income tax reduction bill, which leaves a lot of questions, and we'll try and get some of those answered for you. And who knows what else is liable to happen? I don't know about you, Biffy, but I never know what's going to happen.
We'll just wait and see.
We'll just wing it. That's what we do all the time anyways. We just wing it all along the way. But for now, it is time for me to say sayonara, see you, bye-bye, farewell. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Kercheval has the calm. That's coming up next here on The Watchdog. As for me, good Lord willing, creeks don't rise. The bat phone doesn't ring. I don't get impeached. I don't retire. My ticker keeps on ticking. Don't overeat myself. That's the danger all the time. And most importantly, the Teddy says, it's okay. You can go back to work tomorrow, Granddad. I shall return tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock to the go around of the big gig. Are you back with me, Brother Biff?
I will be here for a Wednesday.
Well, we'll just keep on doing it till we get it right.
That could be a long time.
Indeed.
Cause outside, as you must know, Lord can't let you go. But it's time for me to blow, but I'll be back.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
All right, Biffy. That wasn't a bad show today. Made it through without too much trouble. I think some interesting stuff, so that was pretty good. Father Guido was okay, and all in all, it worked out well. I was talking to Brent Benjamin last night. I don't know if he's on tomorrow or Thursday, but he'll be on one of the 2 days, and then I think I'll get the Senator Budget and Policy on tomorrow to talk about this House Finance bill. And God knows who will write some other ridiculous statement about the city of Wheeling today. Ginny Fabbitt hasn't yet responded, so maybe she'll do that. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. I really had hoped, I knew he wouldn't, and it was okay, but I really had hoped Mosser would have accepted my invitation to come on, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I get it. They just want we'll let the statement stand on its own. Okay. Well, that's fine. Well, yeah, whatever. All right. Anything I should know about that's happening that's critical? Yeah. Oh, he did. Okay. Oh, that's the one. Is that the one that burned out, or is that a new one? Okay, good. It's the third one we've put in the past year, I think. I know that's, there's been several times where we've said, well, the problem is the tower, and then they go up and they come back, everything's okay, and I don't know, That's the one thing I can't do is climb a tower. Well, it's not the one thing, but it's, but it certainly is a thing that I can't climb a tower, so there's nothing I can do to check that stuff out. And Joe used to be a tower climber, but he's not climbing towers anymore either, so. Yeah. Well, I think it's like, it's like whack-a-mole, It seems like we fix one thing and then, the mole pops up over here somewhere. Yeah. Well, we'll try and just take it one step at a time, I guess. I'd like to get that FM back up and running, but hopefully we've ordered a new isocoupler. I don't know. I'm thinking we have, probably. I don't know. But I think Joe should be there when they put it in. That's the thing. To make sure that it's actually grounded correctly and connected correctly and everything else. Exactly. Right. Exactly. He knows what needs to be done. And again, he could do it all, except he doesn't climb tower. But you know what? He's that kind of guy. At some point, I can just picture him saying, "Oh, what the hell?" Start shimmying up there. I can see Joe doing that. All right, if you need me, I'll be around today. Teddy's in school, so I guess I'll do some work here. And we went out to the park after school yesterday. Depends on what the weather's like, I guess. All right, if you need me, give me a call. I'm here. Thanks a lot. Bye.
This is ABC News. I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper pet kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Tune in to the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, weekday mornings 7 to 10 a.m. on the Valley's favorite live and local talk radio station, The Watchdog.
Hello, everyone. From The Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are near 68 for the daytime high. We're back to about 54 under partly cloudy through the overnight. You'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine for your Wednesday, with highs in the lower 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From The Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
Powhatan Point. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Powhatan Point trusts the Watchdog. The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Good morning. Welcome to Talkline on the Metro News Radio Network.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We thought this woman, were you any particularly